Ready, clap. 3, 2, 1, action!
It's funny how a crow getting that last crow.
Are you good, Peach?
Oh, hey there. I'm Christopher Chemotech with Bro College Kids Productions, and today we're doing another episode of Movie Reviewer. Like I said, I'm Christopher Chemotech once again, one of your hosts, and I have the essential, acclaimed Alonzo Wells. Alonzo, welcome on to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be back for another week. I just appreciate this thought of having such a voice in the film community. Coming on this small show for that YouTube's that what's called?
YouTube, pretty popular. People are catching on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
grassroots movement.
Interesting movement. I'm glad to be on though. Helping you guys out. I appreciate college kids as they are.
We can use all the help we can get. So thank you so much. I mean, speaking of strong voices, it's great to have a voice like yours on the show.
Thank you.
Today we're going to kind of go back to the 90s with the movie we're going to talk about. Street Fighter, the 1994 movie starring Jean Claude Van Damme. Have you heard of it?
Oh yes, of course.
Have you seen it?
I was there the very year it opens. I saw it in 1994. Always a big fan of Jean Claude Van Damme. Jean Claude Van Damme. We're actually pretty similar in some respects as to where we do come from, and he's always been such an influential actor in my life. Double Impact is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, that's a really good one.
And his twin, Don Claude Van Damme?
Don Claude Van Damme? I'm not familiar with Don. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, Double Impact. He's the other twin.
So, I was going to ask you about this later. So you're from Brussels. We were wondering where you're from.
I'm not from Brussels.
Oh.
I'm kidding, Brussels.
No.
No.
Where are you from? We were kind of wondering where that is.
Well, it's actually a small little town off the coast. It's a lovely place, honestly.
That makes so much sense now. Because when you said Brussels, like, that's not a Brussels accent. I know a Brussels accent. Oh, man. Are we good, Dylan? We got all that, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just saw it come down, and I just noticed in the past, we've never gotten the sound before, so I want to make sure we're good.
Yeah.
Because the last one, when I asked you the same question, you said we were, we weren't.
Yeah, I know. This time we're no worries. You don't have to worry.
Working with college kids.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. So Street Fighter, you were there when it first came out. I myself was one of the first people to see it there as well. Big movie. The only thing we had before that was Super Mario Brothers, the movie. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yes, I have seen it. And I have to say, I'd probably give it about a B rating. It's,
you went as high as a B.
It's not.
That's surprising.
It's not as bad as some people think. There's some merits in it.
Oh well, but that's one of the things why we were so excited for Street Fighter, the movie, to come out. It was another attempt for a good video game adapted into a movie. What they saw the first time was the actors can't do it. Dennis Hopper, John Leguizamo, the late Bob Hoskins, both Dennis Hopper and Bob Hoskins are gone now. But good actors do not make the movie. Have you noticed that's the element in some of your own movies? The actors do not make the movie?
Well,
what would you say makes the movie?
Honestly, it's all about the vision that you have and the director you have behind the movements. What you could see with movies during the 80s and 90s, they relied very heavily on the actors and not as much on the directors, and I think that is a fault. Although I've always wanted to have John in one of my movies. Just such an inspirational force, but I think our team up could be truly something special.
Have you ever tried to reach out to him in the past before?
Oh, yes, a few times. He's just a very busy man. Very
I see. he probably would have worked out really well in your last movie. What was that again?
A battalion with the soldier. Yes. I did reach out to him to play one of the higher up in commands. You know, he's getting a bit older nowadays. And,
Yes.
but unfortunately, you know,
Not
it
as
doesn't work
damn
out.
as he used to be.
Scheduling, you know, always a thing. Scheduling.
All right, well, we have some questions from some of the viewers of the show, some of the viewers of the films that we put out there.
You guys have viewers?
Yeah, we get them through focus groups. So sometimes we'll go to the mall on a weekend, you know, kind of get a family in there. Usually get like a coupon, free Taco Bell or something like that. But we do have viewers. That's the important thing, no matter how we get them.
Yes.
How do you get your viewers? How do you go about?
By pure artistry.
That makes sense. I knew everyone said it was a bad idea having you on the show, but I knew I could learn something from you. And I think that goes for everybody. All right. Well, the first question we have is from Colby69 is his username off of YouTube. Once again, you got to get on the YouTube. You got to check this out. How do you feel? Definitely sounds like it's from those like hipster type kids. How do you feel this movie reflects today's world with our own dictators, like what we see going on in North Korea?
Well, Street Fighter gave a very interesting image and dynamic between the two sides. It was very divided in the middle between good and bad.
And it's very clear
who
was bad,
very
who was
clear.
good.
On one side, you had this man that came from nothing, that built himself up to spread his ideas across the world and just reform the world into a better place. And then on the other side, you had this corporation made up of evil countries that just smashed his ability to do anything with his life. And they've done that elsewhere as well. And it was a very personal story to me as well.
Follow-up question. Were you looking at M. Bison as the hero in this story?
Well, yeah, I mean, he is the hero. Obviously. I mean, look at the man's uniform. You can't argue with the man in uniform.
I don't have enough information to argue that point. So we're just going to go on to the next question.
Okay.
If you could be one of the characters from Street Fighter, which character would you be?
That's a tough question. Obviously, I'd wanted to be the creative genius of Bison, and the fact that he can fly. Who wouldn't want to fly? Obviously, he was such a pure soul and so good at what he did. And then on the other hand, Vega, he has a cool mask. Who doesn't like cool masks? And those claw things, he reminded me of that one fella from the comic book movies.
Oh, Freddy Krueger.
No, the one played by Hugh Jackson.
I'm not I know he played Leopold and Kate Leopold with Meg Ryan.
Yes.
Besides, I haven't really seen much of his other work.
I've ever heard of that movie.
James Mangold, very good director of that very same movie.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people actually did not know that. That is a true fact. Same director.
Well, most people probably don't care.
That's probably another reason why. All right, next question. Once again from Cole, I could have swore we had more viewers than this. I think this guy somehow got a second question in here. What else were you doing in 1994 during the release of the movie?
Oh, well, I was kind of on the upstart as a filmmaker, researching different avenues of which to go. I was working in the commercial business. I was...
So it was not always feature filmmaking?
No, you always have to work your way up there, even with a name as prestigious as my family's.
I know that as well.
Yes, my distant cousin, Alonzo Wells.
You mentioned him, yeah.
Yes. We are related, in fact, and you can tell by just the natural talent that we have in our family for filmmaking.
I'm sure there is a resemblance. I don't see it yet, just from the pictures and stuff I've seen. But that's your family. I'll stay out of that. All right. last question, since we're running out of time today. I know you're a very busy guy. Today, a very popular thing is reboots, remakes, reimaginings. How would you reimagine the movie Street Fighter? How would you reboot it, remake it, if you were in the director's chair this time, instead of the guy who wrote The Flintstones and Beverly Hills Cop 3 as the last director of the original 1994 feature?
Really? He directed that.
Wrote. So I'm sure he talked to the director of those movies at some point.
Writers are very important, you know. You wouldn't get off the ground without a good writer. Luckily, I am one.
A man of many talents.
Yes,
I keep
yes.
hearing about it. I haven't seen them. I hear you're a man
You
of many talents.
haven't seen any of my movies.
I tried finding you on IMDb. You know, usually we have people on the show. IMDb, their credits come up. I couldn't find anything. Maybe they just haven't updated it or something.
Probably. A lot
I'll
of
get
this
you on
stuff
there.
is quite recent. What was the question again?
How would you reboot Street
Oh,
Fighter?
yes, of course. Well, I have many ideas about this. I think first and foremost, Street Fighter needs more explosions. You know, not nearly enough explosions. And you know, I've never been a big fan of the villains coming out on top. So I'd like to see a way to reverse it so that the hero can win his heroic victory. And I would love to see a live action masterpiece set of Bisonville, you know, when it's finally built, because he did win the war. And of course, you know, gotta bring back John.
And once again, bad guys, United Nations.
Yes.
Good guys, M. Bison.
Yes.
You would want to see his dream come true this time.
Well, who wouldn't? I mean, it's just such a singular vision.
Unrelated question, last one to go out. The evil dictator Kim Jong-un. Describe him in one word.
Who?
Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea.
Sounds like you're making that up, honestly.
I unfortunately am not. Very much like your M. Bison guy.
There's a North Korea?
Well, that is a very interesting take on the age-old story of good versus evil from whatever side you view good or evil. I really want to thank you for being on the show today. That's all the time we have. Thank you for so much. We're going to reach out to you very soon. Hopefully we can get you on the show again, talk about some other movies.
I hope so. It's
All right.
quite a treat.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Bro College Kids, movie reviewer. I'm Christopher Kimote. Alonzo Wells, thank you.
You guys have more of this? I'd just like to take the bottle, please.
Oh, we need to go now. Our mom's going to be here pretty soon.
Oh, okay. I have an important meeting to get to anyway.
Yeah, come on. You guys can turn it off now. We're done.
Where's the front door?
Alright, okay, let me just go back. Alright, that's all the time we
Hey,
have.
Connor, you pressed record on this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not recording.
Has it recorded at all?
I hope so. We'll just keep going.
All right.
Is it recorded now?
It's recording now.
Alright. Alright.